Yeah, now there's a statement always going online saying that a man in your 30s that have not made it, that man is probably going to be broke forever or is not going to have something significant for himself. My guy, the truth is that 30 years old, most times that is when a lot of men start figuring it out from their 30s. You thinking that, oh, you wasted your early 20s or your late 20s is a lie, because the truth is that if it's not because of the quick cash a lot of guys are getting right now in Nigeria, most people normally will not even figure out life till their 30s. It's your 30s that you now know that, oh, this is not what I need to do, this is the wrong one, after making all your mistakes. Let me make myself as an example. Growing up, I used to see my uncles that are maybe 25 years, 30 years, or 40 years that I'm not making it. I'll say, they don't know what to do. That me, I cannot be as good as this person. No. Then my dad would be looking at me. He would just shake his head. It was when I grew up, I started understanding why my dad was so shake his head. My dad is not shaking his head because of anything. He's just trying to say that this young boy does not understand life. I saw myself in my 25 years. Yes, from my 21, I was already having this vision for life. I was already going for what I want. I was already in tech. That was already 2014. Now, I was pushing. I was like, oh, I'm going to make it. So I started working on some startups, which failed. I tried to do some personal stuff on my own, which failed. Different failures on failures were coming on. I saw myself in 25 years. I was like, oh, I'm still young now. Remember, my uncles and my aunties that were 25 years then, I already seen them as old. I said, okay, 25, I'm still young. I'm not yet 30. So I was still pushing, still doing what I was doing. I was having my failures. My parents would talk to me. Oh, I said, oh, go and relax. Do you know what I've achieved? I'll be able to do this. I'll be able to do that. But truly, all this, I've not been able to resort to a sustainable income. This was still trial and error. At 30, I'm still trying to figure out my life. Will I not say I'm a failure? Yes, my old me when I was younger, I will say I'm a failure. But now, after experiencing life, I understand that it's not a failure. Instead, those were my days to make my own mistakes. There were probability of me making it in my early 20s, in my late 20s, and even before my 20s. But at the same time, it did not work out. Oh, when I say that I am a failure, no, I'm not a failure. The fact now is that I understand life very well. I understand that, oh, you don't tend to get things so easily with life. You don't tend to get things at the snap of your finger. You keep working and working. You fail, you stand up, you make some mistakes. At the end of the day, these continual mistakes, this is what will keep shaping you into that man you will become. So, presently, I know what not to do. I know what to do. I know what is relevant. I know what is a time waster. Then I can take a job for very little money and be doing it and spend like 2 to 3 months. But now, when I see you give me a job, I understand that, oh, this job cannot actually pay for my time. I cut it off. But then I can say, okay, I'll say I'm still young, maybe it's a learning process. But now, I don't want your learning process again. I understand what the real deal. So, just give me the real deal. So right now, I understand what's not and what has to be. If you find yourself in your 30s, your early 30s, even your late 30s, you're not a failure yet. You are only a failure when you stop trying.